Did you look at my name?
Your what?
My name.
Your Marquise, a.k.a. Mr. One Punch. Oh, there it is. Okay. Completely distracted. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Untitled Hoops podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about basketball, mainly the NBA, and mainly the 76ers. We have a couple different topics to go over today. I am your host, Sean. If you're new here, if this is your first time, that is our other host, Marquise. Sometimes he is apparently Mr. One Punch.
Yes.
And speaking of One Punches, Marquise.
What's up?
You been in any Warriors practices lately?
Apparently. Apparently. I mean, I feel like everybody's been to the Warriors practice recently. No breaking news. If you watch basketball, you know what happened. Draymond Green fucking floored Jordan Poole. He fucking floored him. Like, when they said it was an altercation, I'm thinking like he got, like, you know how they get in like the little slaps. Like, it's just boom. Mm-hmm. No, he rocked this man to the fact that his body went limp. Like, he like fell, and then he hit him so hard that he felt bad and tried to help him up. Like, that shit was crazy. Then it cuts off. It's only like 30 seconds of a thing.
It's very short. But one thing that I've noticed that, like, in the time that's passed since then is that we've seen Steph come talk about it. We've seen Clay talk about it. Andre Iguodala has talked about it. Draymond has come and apologized and talked about it. Steve Kerr has talked about it. I have not seen or heard from Jordan Poole at all. I think this man might still be on the floor.
No, they showed him like shooting around and stuff like that. But like, he might be embarrassed. Like, I mean, even though there's nothing to be truly embarrassed about, because like if you're having, because like Steve Kerr said it, like Jordan Poole didn't say anything about his family. He didn't say anything about his girlfriend, his wife, his girlfriend and his wife. No, his mom. He didn't say.
He probably has both. He probably has both.
It's Draymond Green. No, he doesn't. He should be lucky for what he had. No, let me stop.
He will come out of nowhere and punch you. Door going to kick open.
So fucking. Is him peeking? She can say something? No, God, no, Draymond, no. No, but he said that he didn't cross the line. It was typical basketball talk, typical basketball trash talk. Steve Kerr, this is who I'm talking about. And it seemed like a normal conversation, a normal trash talk conversation, and like to the point where you watch the video when Draymond Green walks over, nobody even like bats an eye. They're like, okay, they're about to talk shit, but they're gonna be standing next to each other. Nobody even runs over to even break it up.
Not until the punch was thrown.
I think it was the push. It was the push first.
Yeah.
By Jordan Poole, which is like, okay, whatever, you pushed him. He's in your fucking personal space. Push him off. All right, bro, back the fuck up. All right? And then Draymond Green just fucking knocks him the fuck out. And it's crazy because this is a contract year for basically both of them. Mm-hmm. Draymond for an extension and Jordan Poole also for an extension. But one is more significant to the dynasty. Draymond Green has been the backbone of the dynasty. And Jordan Poole is the newest addition to this. I don't know if you want to say he's a new addition to the dynasty because, you know, it's kind of like, I'm not saying it's over, but like we don't expect them to like continue this much longer.
I mean, but you're not gonna find another Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, but they do have plenty of young pieces that can keep this team competitive for at least the next, you know, if they all stay together, at least the next like 10 years. Like Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, Moses Moody, like they have a lot of like young talent. So it may not be to the same level of like winning that they've used to, but they can still be competitive.
Because like one championship with a team that's already been established, does that make you a part of it? Versus like, I was just here for this moment.
Well, I mean, he's been there for a couple years. I think last year was his second or third year.
Third year, I think.
Yeah, so he's been a part of the team for a while, but only one championship. I mean, he got drafted right after they went to the finals.
Yeah, that was the Toronto year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was still like he was still there for like pretty high level Warriors basketball, but only one actual championship run.
Oh no! Either way. What do you think they should do? He was drafted. Yeah, he was drafted 2019. That was the year they Toronto
lost
Raptors.
to Toronto. Yeah.
Toronto Raptors won the championship. I mean, fine. Do you think one has to go?
I mean, I don't know. I think that would depend on. Well, no, I don't think one has to go. I think it would depend mostly on the behavior of Draymond going forward. Because if something like this, because obviously he said he's going through something personally. Obviously, if whatever that is persists, then these issues might pop up again. If that's the case, then yeah, like Draymond might need to go sit somewhere and figure some shit out.
He is taking some time away from the team.
Yeah, so
just from him.
And then other than that, I mean, it's just on Jordan. Like, are you okay to play with Draymond again? Because as much as Draymond is like value within that organization, at the same time, Jordan Poole is still a member of the team, and he was still a key factor in them winning the championship.
100%.
Does he have the tenure that Draymond does? No, but at the same time, one of them is kind of your past, for lack of a better way of saying it, and the other one is your future. So you can't really look at one as like more or less important right now than the other. So they both have to be able to come to terms with playing with each other. If they can't, then one of them, would probably have to be moved.
And which one would you go with?
Who would I go with? Who would I move?
Mm-hmm.
It would probably have to be Jordan. Unfortunately,
I would personally move Draymond.
I mean, I think most people ideally would want to move Draymond. I think from an organization standpoint, keeping the younger guy who's so skilled offensively would be the more logical choice. However, in this particular situation, it's Draymond Green we're talking about. So it's like he's really only valuable to the Warriors, if that makes sense. Like what his skill set is maximized with this team. There's not really many other teams who can make use of Draymond's skill set the way the Warriors can. So you're not going to get nearly as much for him as you would out of Jordan Poole. And on top of that, you have to think about what you're losing from the Warriors. Like what they've been accustomed to getting from Draymond, you're not going to get from anybody else that's currently on this team.
That's true. There's a thing going around saying that the Warriors let Draymond get away with a lot of shit because he has been there. He has been one of the backbones, like I said before. That he gets away with a lot of shit, and like going to a new team, he probably wouldn't do that shit. So there's been like rumors about Draymond nearing the end of his career, which he is. I think he's like 37 now. Or close to.
No, he's 35 or 6, I think.
Draymond is 32. Goddamn. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not because he was drafted 2 years. He was drafted a year or two after Steph, and Steph is like 34.
He was drafted longer.
But I know also Draymond was in college for like 2 or 3 years. So
he got drafted in 2012.
Yeah.
Steph is older than Draymond?
Yeah. Steph got drafted in 2009, remember?
Because didn't Draymond redshirt a year?
Right. That's what I was saying. I know Draymond was in college for a couple years, but still Draymond was drafted 3 years after Steph. So I don't really know who was like older or younger, but I know they're both in like their mid to early 30s.
Steph is 2 years older.
Yeah, 34.
It's fucking crazy to think about, but he's 32. No, what I heard was after he signs an extension, he will be 37.
Yeah, by the end of his extension.
Yeah, by the end of the extension. But like
because most extensions are about 5 years.
Yeah, I mean for him, I think it's probably 3.
Well, no, it would be 5. He's never. It's his home team. He's never played for another team.
Oh yeah, you're right. There was like a little rumor that Draymond had interest of playing for his hometown team, which is the Detroit Pistons, before his career was over. And it's just like you see shit like this, and Draymond's already known as a dirty player, right? He's already known as this, and then you do this shit to a teammate, which makes a lot of motherfuckers go, okay, or it makes people go, if this does not work, we can lowball you on a fucking offer, knowing that you got to trade him or you want to trade him,
right?
Because you probably don't want to trade Jordan Poole, who is learning from Steph Curry, and has like shown he can do a good enough Steph Curry impression, and hold your team up. This year, I think he's going to be sixth man. Because Clay is back and Andrew Wiggins, and there's no real way for him to slide in there unless you probably trade Draymond and you put Andrew Wiggins at a 4. That doesn't neither here nor there. But this team is definitely going to go through some things. It seems that like the last couple of weeks have gotten more off the court shit than we have on the court shit.
Yeah.
And this is crazy because the last two things we've talked about has overshadowed the fact that preseason has started.
Right.
And the
Sixers are 2-0.
We're 2-0. We're 2-0. All right.
Against two playoff teams, mind you.
Yeah. Against two playoff teams. Obviously, starters play like the fucking first 2 quarters, if that.
Well, shit. But, in the first game, two of our starters didn't even play. So we still won by 20.
Ass. We whooped ass. Before we hop into that, just like any final remarks on the situation?
I mean, it's unfortunate. The thing that I immediately jumped to when I first saw the video and when I thought about all this was just like, I bet Steve Kerr was sitting over there like, not this again.
Not again, not again.
Not again.
But this time Jordan's getting punched. Yeah.
Wow.
Jordan's getting punched.
Oh, how the turns have tabled.
Right. It's preseason. Anybody other, obviously we're going to hop into our Sixers. We're going to go to our Sixer rant. Anybody other than a player on the Sixers. I don't know how much preseason you have watched, but there's like highlights and like little clips here and there. Has anybody else besides a player on the Sixers caught your eye?
Yes. Number one, a couple people. Number one, Zion.
Yeah,
Zion is back, and he looks like better than ever. Like in amazing shape. Athleticism is still there. Size, strength, all that's still there. Obviously, it's preseason. He hasn't played in like forever, so it's going to take him a while to get into that rhythm again. But he looks like he's ready, and the Pelicans look like they're going to be nice this year. I think the Pelicans might be the Western Conference Cleveland Cavaliers, where it's the team that I think
this year's Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's the team that's going to be good, but nobody knows where they're going to finish.
That's accurate. They have a lot of depth. They re-signed. What's his name? Fuck. Oh, Larry Nance.
Yes. Larry Nance.
Almost
Jose
said
Alvarado.
Yeah. I was about to say fucking
they
Steven Adams.
got a
Steven
really
Adams
nice
doesn't
team.
Play for the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Steven Adams played for the Pelicans at one point.
For 3 years.
Eric Bledsoe, Zion Williamson, and Steven Adams were all on the team at one point. 3 of the most strongest motherfuckers for their position.
And Drew Holiday.
We're all on the team together.
Yep. Well, no, Drew Holiday wasn't there when Bledsoe was there. They traded for him. They traded Bledsoe for Holiday.
No. Well, did they?
Yeah. The Bucks.
They did.
The Bucks traded Bledsoe for Holiday, but they were there in the same year.
Yeah.
They just switched.
Because they traded for Drew Holiday and then won championship.
Yep.
Because Eric Bledsoe in the playoffs was doo-doo. And where's Eric Bledsoe now? Is he play for the Portland? Or is he not?
I don't know. Is Eric Bledsoe signed right now? Or is it... No, or is he with the Clippers? Wait a minute.
He last played for the Clippers. He is a free agent.
Yeah, I was going to say he was with the Clippers. Wow, so he's not signed right now. Him and Boogie. That's crazy. Kentucky down bad right
Boogie
now.
really recently issued an apology.
To who?
I don't know. Some shit happened or whatever. and he was like a changed person and shit. Something happened. I think something happened in Denver, which made them not bring him back.
Okay.
And obviously, we know who Denver decided to sign for some reason.
Right.
DeAndre Jordan, for the people who who don't know, they signed All-Star DeAndre, who has not looked bad in preseason. He has not. I mean, all he has to do is dunk, but still, he has not looked bad. But Eric Bledsoe being a free agent is kind of fucking crazy.
It is. I feel like there's a lot of teams that could use a guy like Eric Bledsoe off the bench.
I was looking like a team like the Lakers could have their Dennis Schroeder.
Portland.
He just came from Portland.
I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't still be in Portland, like off the bench.
Who needs a backup point guard? So our backup point guard is Shake Milton. They just kind of basically came out. We just today, so we're cutting down our roster, and Traveling Queen was released.
Yeah,
which my favorite player, Traveling Queen, is no longer on the roster.
I mean, I don't mind Shake being the backup point guard because, in all honesty, that's just a roster position thing. He's not going to be the first guy off the bench. He's not going to be, even in lineups where there's mostly backups on the floor, he's not going to be the main ball handler, I don't think. I think he's going to be coming off the bench with somebody like DeAnthony Melton.
And that pairing looks nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that shit looks nice. I don't think we've ever had
in this situation. I'm not worried about Shake being a backup point guard. Or being listed as the backup point guard.
Also, the adding of Montrezl Harrell, like that.
Yeah,
that shit is up. But before we're slowly drifting into Sixers talk.
Well, there's one more player too that I wanted to say has impressed me thus far in the preseason, and that's Christian Wood, which I thought was going to happen, but one thing that I didn't think was going to happen was that they were going to bring him off the bench. He's coming off the bench. Last long. You said that's not going to last long?
I don't think that's going to last long.
I mean, the Mavs and that when they had their starters in, they were rolling. They were really rolling. I don't know if that's something that Jason Kidd's going to want to mess with too much, but the pairing of JaVale McGee and Luka Doncic has been great. And then to have a scorer like Christian Wood to come off the bench as a sixth man.
So are they running with Luka, Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber, and what's their starting lineup?
I believe it was Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, JaVale McGee.
Maxi Kleber? Oh, you just naming them and just naming them. I was about to say, you running fucking...
No, I'm not going in
Kleber
order.
Too.
No.
I mean, he can shoot, but damn.
Here, let me look up... I'm going to look up their game that they just played against the Magic. And they were killing the Magic. The Magic actually caught up after all the starters went out. Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, JaVale McGee, Jaden Hardy, and Luka Doncic.
Okay.
Then off the bench was Christian Wood, Spencer Dinwiddie, Tyler Dorsey, Josh Green, and Tim Hardaway Jr.
I want to throw this in there. The whole what's his name? What's the fucking team name? The 36ers.
Yeah.
That whooped the Phoenix Suns' ass. They didn't whoop their ass because it was a 10-point game, but they were whooping their ass. In a sense of every time they made a push, these motherfuckers start raining threes.
Yep.
Craig Randall, I think that was the guy that could not miss. He's averaging 31 points right now into the preseason. He's getting looks. Teams are looking at him.
As they should
literally. He is shooting 50% from three on 14 attempts a game.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
You're making 7 threes a game. On average,
7-3, legit. He's taking legit 14 even.
Yep,
and is making 7 even.
Mm-hmm.
That means in both games, he took 14 threes, and he made 7.
Yep.
Like, I don't know how old he is. I don't know. I don't think it matters. So, a team, he's only 26.
I was going to say, I don't think it matters either, but that is, it's a plus that he's 26.
26, 6'4". He's a point guard, too. He looks like a fucking scoring guard. And then Robert Franks, who was 3rd in preseason fucking scoring, is also from the fucking 36ers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's shooting 46%. 46%. So,
it's crazy. It's crazy how much talent there is. Like,
do you hear
around.
Do you hear my mom in
No.
the back? No. Okay. Okay. This is hilarious. She's like talking to the dog, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, my daughter's talking to her stuffed animals, and her mom. Maybe I don't know.
Dad. Okay. Let's switch it to this. We're gonna hop into that, but Tari Eason. I'm gonna bring in Tari Eason. Tari Eason is one of my standouts. Also because I have him and he's on my team.
Okay.
We're bringing back to the team. I'm gonna pull my team back up. Tari Eason, his odds went up for winning rookie of the year. His odds went up.
Okay.
He's looking like fucking Jimmy Butler right now, like playoff Jimmy Butler. But he's making threes, so like he looks good, and then on top of that, he's going to get time. And let me see, where's my draft? Damn, did I make one? Did I do it? The list. I have to find that shit. Damn. Okay, I do have it. I just did it like stupidly. I did have him on here. Yeah. Tari Eason. Tari fucking Eason. He's gonna be good. They do defense. He brings defense. They like run out of like. What can I say? What am I trying to say? They don't have anybody. They just have scorers. They don't have anybody who's assertive on the defensive end,
right?
Except for like Eric Gordon, and that's only going to get you so far. And I just like his game. I just really do like his game. So let's swing to the Sixers, right?
Well, hold up, real quick. I was gonna say one player that I've been looking at, who's another rookie who I've been like really impressed with too thus far, is Nikola Jovic in Miami. He's
Who
been
might
like
not be an NBA player.
Might not be an NBA player. What do you mean? Oh, like he might get cut,
or might be.
It's weird because he's like
a temporary ban or some shit like that. A temporary ban because he is taking a final exam to pass high school. He's like what, 19?
I think so.
I mean, I wasn't 19, but I was about to turn 19 after I graduated. So I mean that's about right.
He's been like sneaky good, if that makes sense. Like his game is quiet, but you look up and it's like, oh, he's got like 8 points and he's been in the game for like 10 minutes. It's like you just look like the game against the Grizzlies, he had 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists in like 20 minutes, and it's just like you don't notice it. It's weird. Not the last game, excuse me. That was the last game, October 7th. It's just like you don't.
We play.
It's not
tomorrow.
super flashy. Then the game against the Brooklyn Nets, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in like 15 minutes. It's like he's just efficient. Like you don't notice how well he's doing. You just look up and it's like, oh, like he's hit like 4 shots already. It's just like I don't even remember when he got in the game.
I don't remember when the fuck this happened.
Yeah, And then people were like, everybody's always been commenting on like how what's the over under on how many times. I think one of the announcers said like, what's the over under on how many times I'm going to accidentally call this guy Jokic?
Yeah, and he might be one of an answer for Miami because they don't have a power forward. But that does open some shit up because now you have two things that you can attack on Miami. Tyler Hero and now him. I think Jokic would be more so in the starting lineup because of the hole they need filled, or probably they move Jimmy down to the 4.
It's weird because he's actually pretty big. Like, you know, he's 6'10", like, but he's like stocky. Like he's Duncan Robinson but bigger.
Yeah, she's 6. Yeah, damn near center size.
Yeah, so it's like
in terms of
it's
height,
weird seeing him move as fluid as he does. But he is like kind of a power forward center, really, like in like his frame.
Time out. Before we even get into that, you said move fluent for his size.
Oh yeah, we gotta
Wemby,
we gotta talk about him.
Wemby, tank for this motherfucker, bro.
Yeah,
like teams in the NBA. If you don't know where you're going, like in terms of like, I don't see us being anything in 10 years. Tank. It's time to tank. I watched both of his games, and I was just like, the league is in fucking trouble.
Yeah, and everybody knows.
Like this is the first. I think this is the player like coming into the league where I go, he might fuck around and be an all-star his first year.
Yeah.
Like legit, he has one of those things where he has immediate impact on both sides of the floor. Dude is 7'4", with 7 blocks and 7 threes made.
And it's crazy because if you look at the teams that are like going to be up there as far as like in the draft, the team that's probably going to be in the number 1 pick conversation is literally the perfect fit for him, and it's the San Antonio Spurs. I think the Spurs kind of saw this coming. I think the Spurs honestly because Victor,
that's probably why
he's been in the circuit, like the media, for a while. Like people who watch basketball, who pay attention to international basketball, you've known about Victor Wembanyama for a while. So the idea of the Spurs, because that was one thing that was always kind of confusing to me, is like, I know Greg Popovich loves basketball, but at this age, are you really trying to coach a team through another rebuild? Like, you just had all these years where you lose Kawhi and you think maybe, okay, DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge, like maybe they can make something happen. You get DeJounte Murray and he looks pretty good for a young player, but then that falls apart. And it's like, if you're Greg Popovich, do you really want to coach through another rebuild? And then this guy shows up, Victor, and I think that was the selling point. Is like, Pop, if you can give us like 4 more years, like if you can give us 4 more years, and we can get this guy on this team, you're going to have another Tim Duncan who might actually end up being better than Tim Duncan.
That's crazy to fucking say.
But and then they probably showed Pop some tape, and he was like, okay, all right, I'll give you another 4 or 5 years.
That is crazy to say, and then for me to like be like, oh fuck, you might be right.
Yeah,
like,
and people are saying like this is the best prospect
history
ever, like ever. Not since LeBron, like
people
ever.
were saying if LeBron and him were in the same draft class, you take Wemby, and you don't even think about it.
Maybe.
That's fucking crazy.
Because if you think about it, like, as young as he is, we've already seen him bodying NBA, not just NBA talent, an NBA Defensive Player of the Year. He destroyed Rudy Gobert in a one-on-one game at age 16. If LeBron at age 16 played one-on-one against whoever the best defensive player in the league was in 2003, I don't see it going that same way. Like, he might even win. He might come close to winning or whatever. But Rudy Gobert looked way out of his league. Rudy Gobert looked out of his league.
Bro, he makes Rudy Gobert look like a fucking small forward.
Exactly.
Like,
To
that
be
is
7'3",
fucking wild.
and he's not even small. That's the thing. Like, he's young, so he's kind of thin, but he's still not. He's
only
not
like
Chet
209.
thin.
Yeah.
Like, he's not Chet thin. He's not Kevin Durant coming into the league thin. Like, he's got some size on him that you could put him in the post and not worry about him breaking his arm trying to box out or something like that. And he's bigger than, like, he's actually bigger than Chet. He's bigger than almost anybody else who's been drafted this high this recently. And
That's fucking crazy, dude.
And he can handle the ball. He can shoot. He can do literally everything. Post up, like, he can do everything.
That
Like,
is
I would like to
wild.
see. This is just the. I guess I don't know if I'm old school or what, but I would like to see him post up more, just because he could literally just, if he was to develop some type of hook shot, nobody would be able to stop him. He could literally shoot over everybody in the league. Literally nobody would be able to stop that.
People have been like, because OKC obviously is going to be in the running for the number 1 pick. Shea's already not starting the season. And also,
Right,
you know,
Chet's gonna be out
for the season.
But my thing is, why would you do that?
A lot of people want Wemby to not go to OKC. OKC don't want it. I mean, not OKC, but like, people around the league don't want him to go to OKC because they see the potential of Chet and Wemby like going at it.
Yeah, because then you can move Chet to the 4, or you could want. That's the thing. Either one of them really could play the 4.
Not even playing on the same team. Like, people legit want to see these guys go at it. Like, on
go
different
against
teams.
each other.
Yeah, on different teams. These two are the next like rivalry. Like, literally, Joel tried to pick like on guys who were technically better than him at that time. Like, technically better than him because he wasn't a known name. He missed 2 years. So Hassan Whiteside, who burst onto the scene,
Right.
triple doubles with blocks, and Andre Drummond, who was an all-star, stuff like that, Boogie, shit like that. You have 2 young guys who literally next year are going to be competing for Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah,
against each other. Like, this is going to be some dope shit to see, and these guys can do the same shit.
But it's interesting that because I did mention the Spurs earlier. This would actually be the closest thing to what happened with the Spurs, because the Spurs had drafted a center. They had David Robinson, who was one of the best centers in the league, who got injured and missed a whole year, and that was how they ended up landing Tim Duncan at the number 1 pick, was because David Robinson missed a year and they were trash. Like, if the Oklahoma City Thunder can draft a center,
I don't want to see that though.
Then next year, because he didn't play, they draft another center, and then you have like another Twin Towers situation. That would be crazy.
OKC has talent. Like, Shea's not going to be there to start the season, but he's going to come back. They have like a lot of veterans now due to the trade they made. So like I want to see. I don't want this. Like, honestly, I am fixated on the idea. Did I say that right? Fixated. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I am like stuck on that idea of seeing these 2 guys go against each other. Like, I want to see it. Like, I want to see it. Like, I want to, like, two motherfuckers was like 7'2". I think Wemby's taller than Chet
by like 2 or 3 inches. Yeah,
but I just want to see it.
Wemby is 7'3" without shoes.
These motherfuckers played each other.
They did already? What?
I want to see this, bro. I need to see this. Wemby versus Chet.
Oh, they did play each other. 7-1 versus 7-3.
That's your guy. Baby Randolph.
Yeah. Also in the perfect situation.
I'm gonna get this shit fucking tatted on me. If they go against each other and they're in the next best rivalry, like, I will get this tatted, bro. Like, this shit just looks like the beginning of some crazy shit.
Speaking of which, did you see the picture of James Harden in the Sixers practice facility working out in front of the giant mural of Allen Iverson?
I did see that. It was like
that. I would get that tatted as well.
That
was just a perfect image.
Before I do that, we gotta win a championship before I do that. But that's going to be Chet versus him, rookie of the year race.
That would be amazing. I really want him to go to the Spurs. I want
Wemby on the Spurs.
Yeah.
Chet on the OKC.
Yep.
This is gonna be good.
Close the door.
This is the change.
No. I mean, with you on the other side of it, boo. Thank you, boo boo. And right there. That's good. You can leave it like that. Thank you.
She was like, "Yep." So I'm coming in, right?
Yeah.
That's what you meant.
Yeah. She's like, "Sure, we can get some privacy." It's like, no.
We can get some privacy.
That's not what I meant.
But yeah, that's gonna be. I want to see it. Like I want to see it. Both of these guys are thin as fuck, so it's like it's gonna be even. Chet is 7 foot.
I don't know, man.
7'4".
It depends. Wemby might be able to put on muscle a little bit easier than Chet.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Chet is like
his frame is already. Chet's frame is not like muscular.
No,
but Wemby's frame is muscular. Like there's a little muscle to him.
And it's about as much muscle as you would expect somebody at his age to have, because he's like 17.
Yeah. And then this is the first draft where they're like somebody, like teams might be willing to trade like their cornerstone player to get a chance at this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if the Kings go, well, fuck it, you get De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, like, in our first round pick. We want
I would
a chance
hate for him
at
to get drafted to the Kings.
Because you know they're going to fuck it up. Yo, we talk so much shit on the Kings on this podcast.
I know,
and
but
we
it's
don't
like,
mean it.
It's not our fault. Like, yes?
I want to watch TV in Darren's room.
Okay. Give me 30 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
30 minutes. Not, don't stand in the. There we go. All right.
You're on the clock. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the clock.
You're on the clock.
It's not our fault. The Kings are terrible, but it's not them, like the team. It's like the organization is terrible. Like, I don't understand. Like, think about this. Think about how many GMs the Sixers went through in like a 8-year span. Not even that, 10 years. Between 2012 and now. We've had like 4 different GMs. Maybe more than that. How is it possible that the Kings have been as bad as they have been for as long as they've been? And they've only had like 2 GMs.
And I'm going to say this once again. They haven't made the playoffs since I was 6 years old.
Right.
6.
And there's no repercussions at all. It's like, let's just trade this guy. He's your best player.
Trade Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton and Keegan Murray was a good pairing. It's basically like pairing Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox together, but younger.
Yeah.
But they fucked that up. Oh my god. After that trade, GM should have been fucking fired. Like, at that point.
Right.
You trade for 2, 26-year-olds who, one, in Sabonis has met his ceiling. He is who he is. I believe that wholeheartedly, that he is who he is.
Yeah.
And then De'Aaron Fox, who can take another step, but even that next step is not superstardom.
Because the thing is, he's still not the type of player who's going to improve a roster to the point that he's going to carry you to the playoffs. It's like the Sabonis trade reminded me of the Bulls Vucevic trade. The only difference is the Bulls needed just a center. Like, they had just about everything else. They needed a center. The Kings need everything. And they traded half of their team for one power forward and like one other player. They traded like 3 players.
Who did they get back? They got what's his name? Justin Holiday, right?
Yeah, it's Sabonis, and that's it. And they gave up Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, one other person. Was it Keegan Murray?
No. Keegan.
Who was it? Let me see.
Keegan's on the Kings. He just got drafted.
Sabonis.
Who did they
trade? It was 3 6-player deal. Let's see here. Oh no, it was 3 and 3. The Sacramento Kings traded away Tristan Thompson, Buddy Hield, and Tyrese Halliburton, and they received in return Domantas Sabonis, Justin Holiday, and Jeremy Lamb.
Jeremy Lamb is still a free agent, and I don't know how that's fucking possible.
I would assume it's because he's not particularly great.
Jeremy Lamb is a good player.
He's a good player, sure.
To not be on a roster,
right,
is ridiculous.
But it's one of those things. It's like when you've been an okay player on bad teams, your name doesn't hold as much weight, and you become kind of an afterthought. It's like people kind of forget about you. Like, look at Eric Bledsoe. We had to look up where Eric Bledsoe was.
I just think that Jeremy Lamb was more relevant in the past seasons than Eric Bledsoe was.
If it is, it's just because of that buzzer beater he hit.
Not even that. It's just like his overall talent of being fucking 6'5", 6'7", or whatever the fuck he is. Being able to defend and can create his own shot. Like, he's not elite at it, but it's still somebody's going to pick him up, and that's going to be a fucking steal.
Probably,
like,
yeah.
A team is going to pick him up, and that's going to be a fucking steal.
Because that's the thing. Like, when players sit for this long, it's like, all right, vet minimum. I just want a contract.
We
and then some teams like, great, we got this guy for the vet minimum.
Right.
Like,
I don't know if you watched the DeMar what the fuck am I saying?
Don DeMarco?
the DeMar DeRozan interview with JJ Redick. When he was like, teams were legit offering him veteran minimums. And he kept getting them. And he was like, is this my only fucking option?
Yeah.
And he
is my actual value now?
And he wasn't trying to like give the names of the teams away. But like, you get DeMar DeRozan, even though he was with the Spurs and he wasn't relevant, and he said it he said it in the interview that he felt like people forgot about him because he was in a small market and they weren't winning. This guy still was averaging like 22 points a game on high efficiency. And I got it at the end though.
You did. You got it. High efficiency.
There we go. And he was doing that constantly, even though his points weren't like where they were when he was at, when he was in Toronto, but he was doing it, you know. And I don't understand how that is. I mean, possibly because of where he would want to go in terms of competing, because he does not want to go back to a situation when he, wasn't shit. Like, he literally felt forgotten about. So maybe he was only looking towards a team that was going to compete, so that's all they had in terms of money.
Right. But that was the space that they could afford to give him.
Right, that's the only thing they can give him, and he would still be able to compete. Because I think Chicago is an afterthought in terms of they weren't relevant. Zach LaVine was the only thing. Kobe White had potential, and that was like it. Wendell Carter, before they, eventually, well, they already moved him at that point. Vucevic came in. They were like, oh, let's see what these guys are together for a long period of time. Obviously, they have the Vucevic and DeMar have a connection because they played in college together. So, yeah, that's crazy to think that DeMar DeRozan, who was first team All-NBA?
Who? Oh,
DeMar DeRozan was
for DeMar? Yeah, he was an MVP
team
candidate at one point. The Chicago Bulls were like the number one team in the East. Hold on, boo. 30 minutes. It's 15 minutes now, or 20 minutes now. All right, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Finish your cookie.
Okay.
Go downstairs, get the other cookie that's in the bag, and bring it upstairs so I can open it for you. Yeah, she happy about that. But yeah, at one point, DeMar was an MVP candidate.
That he's a fucking. That's crazy as fuck that he was this afterthought.
Yeah,
and he then became that.
Did you hear the way he described the Lakers situation?
Oh, it was a done deal?
Yeah, he was like, I was under the impression that it was a done deal, and then like
Kyle
the
Lowry,
day before he was supposed to sign, the Russell Westbrook trade happened, and he was just like,
the way he found out was Kyle Lowry called him. He's like, bro, I thought the thing was a done deal.
He's like, I thought you were going to the Lakers, and he's like, yeah,
guess not. That's crazy. So for the last 15 minutes we have, because you have to be a father. That's good. That's good. No,
I gotta be.
You have no choice.
I don't have any choice.
She's gonna come back in there and she's gonna remind you, hey,
right?
Cookie.
Well, I might have bought myself some time with this cookie.
Okay.
I got these. There's this place, shameless plug. Not really a plug. I don't know why I said that. I don't have any stake in this business at all. But there's a place. Thank you, Boo Boo. There's a place called Sweet Thing. Sweet. What'd you? Sound like she said sweet shit. It's called Sweet Thing Baked Goods in West Philadelphia, and they make cookies. But look at the cookies.
What the fuck?
It looks like a biscuit. It's a cookie.
What?
A cookie?
It's a cookie though. It looks like a biscuit, but it's a cookie. And this one is apple pie. They're so good. It was like $6, but look at it. I mean,
yeah, that is.
And it's heavy too. I guess that. All right, we're gonna share this.
Sean is that parent, by the way, where when his daughter brings back candy from Halloween. Let me just try this and make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, here you go.
Let me get a piece of candy. Make sure everything's okay.
Take it downstairs. You're welcome.
That's the type of father showing this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just.
And when you get some birthday money, let me hold that for you.
Let me hold that for you.
Because you ain't got no pockets. I'm going to hold on to that for you.
10
minutes, put it in your
last
savings account.
Put it in your college fund. That's what I'm going to do. Put it in your college fund real quick. Last 10 minutes, this gun run Sixers. Tyrese Maxiell is averaging 20 points on 78% shooting from the field.
I don't think anybody told Tyrese the playoffs were over. I think somebody needs to let him know.
He is balling. Let me find the exact numbers. He's top 10 in scoring in the preseason. Obviously, they're just letting him go. Mm-hmm. He's shooting 78.9% from the field, and is shooting 71.4% from the three.
If this can continue into the season, he has the potential to be one of the most efficient players of all time. Even if he doesn't continue like the 20 plus points per game, if he can keep his shooting percentages in like the high 60s on both from the field and from three, he could be one of the most efficient scorers of all time.
This makes me feel good because All-Star season is loading, man. And there was the live practice that was held in Charleston, where the Sixers were having their practice. And you know what's crazy? I saw like the Charleston shit, like how all the team was together. They were in the museums. They had the people come talk to them. I was like, if we don't win the fucking championship, all this is for fucking nothing. Like all these people waste their fucking time. All these people waste their fucking time coming down talking to y'all loser asses, and y'all didn't win shit. I think we have to channel all this shit, this togetherness. This is the deepest team we've had, and since I've been alive. So this pull it all together. Hopefully, you get Joel to the playoffs healthy. He stays healthy. Please, God. Please.
But it's not even just the fact that the team is deep. It's the fact that everybody's pretty much still, like, in pretty good age range. Like,
Yeah.
I think everybody, maybe not everybody, but most people who are Sixers fans probably remember the few, what was it, like a season or 2 seasons when we had AI and Chris Webber together. But Chris Webber was just way past his prime.
Yeah, he was done.
So it was like, and then obviously Mutombo as well when we had Mutombo with AI, and Mutombo was also way past his prime.
I mean, he still won Defensive Player of the Year, but
he was still a great defensive player. But as far as like pick and roll offense and like stuff like that, he
was Rudy Gobert.
Right, he wasn't as very effective or involved offensively at all. But most of the time, from what we've had in the past, we've had great players who've just been on 2 different time frames, like AI and Chris Webber, AI and Mutombo. Even when we had Drew Holiday, like Drew Holiday was here with Lou Williams, they were kind of on the same time frame, but then the other players were like Elton Brand, like who was still really good, but it was just like, damn, if we could have got 26-year-old Elton Brand, it would be, we'd be set. Like, it'd be different.
For real.
So
Elton Brand was a problem, and people forget about that.
Oh yeah,
he
absolutely.
was a problem.
He was one of the only situations where they had to do a co-rookie of the year because him and Steve Francis were just so good. I think it was Steve Francis that he won it with.
I thought it was Jason Kidd.
Maybe.
Because I think there was 2 in history.
Yeah, one of them I think was Elton Brand was named Rookie of the Year, sharing the award with Steve Francis. Yeah,
Steve Francis.
Yep.
So who did Jason Kidd share the award with?
I can't. It might have been Grant Hill.
Maybe. I'm looking it up.
Yes.
Oh, he did with Grant Hill.
Yeah.
That is wild.
But yeah, Elton Brand
because you can't
tough.
plan that. You can't plan that. Like, voting has to go that way.
Exactly. That's crazy.
That's crazy as hell.
So but to have this team now where Harden's 33, I think.
Mm-hmm. He just turned 30.
Joel's 28. I think Tobias is about to be 30.
He turned 30 now. Already. Yeah.
Like,
Tyrese is like
everybody is
one
like
outlier, but he still plays like he's of that.
Right. Like Daniel House, George Niang, like everybody's in their late 20s, early 30s, hovering around, the same sort of 5-year margin. The only outliers, like you said, are Tyrese and PJ.
Yeah,
but Tyrese is young, but he plays like a veteran, and then PJ is older, but he plays like he's younger than he actually is.
Still in his prime.
So those two still, and the fact that they're not like the focal points, they're not the guys, right? Like AI and Chris Webber were the guys. So when one of them is lacking for whatever reason, the whole team suffers. Like, you can afford to have Tyrese make some young guy mistakes, PJ maybe show his age a little bit, and the team still be great.
Because you still have your bench we don't have no 30-year-olds on the bench. It's like 28 and down.
Yep.
Also, we signed Matt McClung. Matt McClung, who's the
did?
Yeah, he's going to play with the Delaware Blue Coats.
Oh.
I mean, why would you release Traveling Queen just to pick up Matt McClung? Like,
exactly.
Because you just have to release him too.
I think Mac McClung might be a little bit of an insurance policy maybe if we end up moving Furt. Because Mac would be
guard,
sort of he would be sort of a backup 2/3.
But he's not big though.
He's not big, but he plays above the rim. He's very athletic.
I know he is, but he's 6'2".
Like Zion. Like Zion's 6'6", but he's definitely a power forward.
But Zion is also built like a fucking truck.
And he can jump out the fucking gym. That's what it's like. He can still guard guys bigger than him because he can get up there to contest shots.
Yeah. So, like I said, Traveling Queen is. I'm trying to pull up the roster here. Roster. Traveling Queen was released today. Crazy because he was one of the first. Was the second signing of the Sixers in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
And he's no longer here. So I'm looking at the roster. Trevelin Queen is gone. Who we still have, after releasing Trevelin Queen, we still have 19 players on our roster. 19 players. 2 are 2A guys.
Mm-hmm.
So 17. We need to get it down to
more.
15.
Yep.
Who's those guys? Because Julian Champagny and Michael Foster are the 2 guys on the 2A. So it would probably be, what's the name? Charlie Brown Jr.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets tricky. After
Right.
Charlie Brown Jr. Because you would think it would possibly be Charles Bassey, but then again, I think Charles Bassey has more value if you trade him. Versus,
right. I think Charles Bassey and what's his name? Oh, why am I blanking on his name? Hold on, let me look it up.
What position he play?
He's a shooting guard.
Isaiah
Young player.
Isaiah Joe.
No.
Isaiah Joe's, I think he's going to be on the fucking team, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Jaden Springer.
Jaden Springer, yes.
But Jaden Springer is different between Charles Bassey and Jaden Springer because Jaden Springer was the first round pick, and releasing Jaden Springer will
cost you money.
Yeah, it will cost you actual money.
That's why I was saying Jaden Springer and Charles Bassey would probably be more valuable as trade assets rather than just releasing them. I would, if I'm the Sixers, I would be packaging them together, or possibly Paul Reed, because I think Paul Reed and
I think they're going to actually keep Paul Reed.
I think Paul Reed and Montrezl Harrell are sort of interchangeable.
I think they're going to use him because we saw a lot of Paul Reed and Montrezl Harrell playing together.
That's true.
And
yeah,
it didn't look terrible.
No,
which is crazy. It did not look terrible because Montrezl Harrell will get the ball probably like 15 feet away from the rim. Paul Reed will play the dunker spot, and Montrezl Harrell is skilled enough to be able to make a jump shot, make like a dump pass, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it might work in a sense of where we have to play, because Montrezl Harrell is not a great defender. So you have Paul Reed who can defend. He can also be switched out to the perimeter. That helps you out a lot. So I think Paul Reed is safe.
It would probably be Charles Bassey then. I think it's probably going to be Charles Bassey and Jaden Springer, who I would personally package together in a deal.
And it's crazy because Jaden Springer, you hear nothing but people.
Good things.
Yeah, just going. He's going to be great.
So scary. It's upside down, actually.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. Here.
But yeah, Jaden Springer has been getting a lot of praise coming out of training camp. But the thing is, though, it still doesn't change the fact that there's not really minutes to go around. At some point, it's like the Moses Moody thing. Or at some point, you got to either just put him in the game or move him, because just having him there on the bench isn't good for either one of you.
Because I think at some point in time, Isaiah Joe will get some time.
Because he's a shooter, and you're never gonna not need shooting.
I would probably package Furk in the deal as well.
Furk and who?
Furk, Charles Bassey, and Jaden Springer.
Yeah.
What does that get you? I don't know, but it might just be
it depends on where you're trading them. If you're trading them
situation.
somewhere, if you're trading them to a team that's rebuilding, then it might get you picks.
Let's say we trade
late first, couple seconds.
Who am I looking for? I'm looking for Furk, who makes $5 million. I have what's his name face? Jaden Springer, who makes $2 million, and Charles Bassey, who makes 1.5. And you know how much it hurts me to trade Charles Bassey. You know this.
I know. Because altogether they're making $8 million?
They are making $8 million.
Yeah.
Right? And I think we still have the little exception shit, because not the exception, we're under the what's the shit called?
Salary cap.
Fuck. Yeah, we're under salary cap. So let's say we make a little trade, right? I'm so fucking mad I just said that.
Let's see who make a little trade here.
Little trade. And let's see if this works. I doubt it is. But it didn't. Okay, it did not work because we would have to clear another $2.7 million. I tried to trade all three of those to the Spurs for Doug McDermott. Doug McDermott makes too much money.
Yeah.
Makes too much money. I mean, I guess we could throw George Niang in that shit because he would basically be replacing George Niang. And do I trust him more as a shooter?
I was going to say, I think I might trust George more. And I think George, as a post defender, has a little bit more value. Because George is not a great defender, but he's at least a better post defender than Doug McDermott is.
I mean,
either one of them are particularly good defenders.
They also have Josh Richardson.
We don't want Josh Richardson.
Come on.
I mean, if we did, now would be the time to take him. Not in a trade for Jimmy Butler. If we could get him for three role players, then sure.
When will you see a sign and trade where the team trading the best player is winning, is getting anything of value?
I mean, the Warriors was close. The Warriors was close.
They were. Brooklyn was just going to let fucking D'Angelo Russell walk. They were just going to let him walk.
But still, getting an all-star in return is closer than getting a young player who's literally not done anything. For Jimmy Butler,
I mean, he was on like a rise. He was one of those Miami Heat guys who looked great in the system.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. He was still one of those guys who looked great in the system. Like,
but we had seen D'Angelo Russell play well for two teams already before getting traded to the Warriors.
But still, it was KD,
and he was an all-star, and he literally was like he was one of the players that like led them to the playoffs. The first time Brooklyn had been to the playoffs in years.
Yeah. So that's $8 million. $8 million. Who can you get for $8 million? Like nobody, dude. It's like nobody fucking here.
Not really. And it's especially hard because the Sixers don't have any glaring needs anymore. So there's nothing really to particularly target. Like, I don't know what we would even want in return besides maybe picks. Yes, Selena?
I want to watch Mommy Dennis room.
You know what? If I just do this now, it's going to buy me like an hour. So you talk, and I'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to show my trades. So you probably can't see it all, right? But I am trying to trade these three players while Sean go bees a father. Go bees? While he goes to be a father, right? So $8 million. Who is of value of $8 million? Who might be on the move? Now, Jay Crowder is a good one because Jay Crowder is making $10 million, right? He has $10 million. We will be getting rid of 8. Let's see if this actually works. So Furkan, it is Jaden Springer and Charles Bassey. That is a total $8.6 million. We get back Jay Crowder. Does this work? It does not work. It does not work. Ooh. Okay. Let's try this again. Who else is available? Like, who else is close to that 10? It probably has to be exactly 8 because we're so close to the cap. So let's go Cleveland. See, it's kind of hard to trade inside your conference because you don't want to make anybody better. You know what I mean? So Hornets. Who does the Hornets have that might be of value for us? I'm probably not going to trade for Cody Martin because they just signed him. PJ Washington. You know, he showed the ability to stretch the floor. But are they going to be willing to get rid of him for, Furkan, Jaden Springer? Maybe they would be. Just maybe they would be, do that for, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they would feel about that. Let's look for the Knicks. Ooh, the Knicks have somebody I want good. Like they have somebody I want. So maybe we go Furkan and Charles Bassey, or Furkan and Jaden Springer. No, probably be Furkan and Charles Bassey. Furkan, where the fuck is Charles Bassey? Where the fuck is Charles Bassey? Charles Bassey, boom. Furkan and Charles Bassey for Cam Reddish. We probably have to do like a second round pick in there. Let's do a second. Yo, the Knicks have a lot of picks this year. 2023 from Detroit. 2023 from Washington, their own. 2023 from fucking Dallas. That's a lot of first round picks this year. That's a lot of picks, especially for the Knicks, who might actually do something with Jalen Brunson on the roster. So let's say we trade our second round pick. We have 2 second round picks. I don't think we're going to trade this year. But also trade the pick to the Knicks. Dude, why did I say we have 23 people on the roster? Cam Reddish, I think Cam Reddish for this Sixer team would like solidify the bench. Like, I think that would solidify the bench. Cam Reddish. Let's try to do this out. Like, I like to map shit out. Tyrese Maxiell. Tyrese Maxiell at the 2. You got PJ at the 3. Tobias at the 4. Joel, of course, at the center. Our starting point guard is going to be Shake. Because, I mean, our backup point guard would be Shake. Our backup 2 would be, D'Anthony Melton. I think we could put Matisse and Cam on the thing together. Mm-hmm. And we got George Niang and then Montrezl Harrell, who's not on this team, but doesn't make sense. So,
ooh, yeah, I like Cam Reddish.
I think Cam Reddish is one of those players that like solidifies our bench. Mm-hmm. He's like, he can solidify your bench. Like he just seems like one of the guys. He's from the Philadelphia area as well, which helps a lot of him probably wanting to be there. But obviously, he probably is not going to request a trade because he's so young in his career, and doing that again probably does not bode well from him. Like when the road gets tough, he just acts out. And he's not like a James Harden where it's like, oh well, it's James Harden at least. Yeah. But still, I don't know. I've been just searching teams who have like an $8 million player, right? I think
Cam Reddish could be for us sort of what Seth Curry was. Like Seth Curry prior to coming to the Sixers was known as a really good shooter and like good player off the bench, secondary ball handler or whatever. But when he came to us, like playing next to Joel and Ben, you really saw what he could be and the kind of potential that he had as a player. Like he was one of the better and more efficient scorers in the entire league. Like there were games when Seth would just go off and we would literally win because of Seth. Like I think Cam Reddish on the Sixers coming off the bench, being that scorer off the bench, that being his primary role, where he can just go out and just hoop and just have the freedom of like being that guy on the second unit. I think that's when you're going to see like the best of him as a player.
Is there anybody on Detroit? Maybe bringing back Alec Burke type guy. But we are like kind of stacked at the guard position.
We are. We really, if anything, we would need a backup small forward who can score.
Because like I already tried the Jay Crowder thing, but I think it has to be exactly $8 million.
And Jay Crowder wouldn't work anyway because he wants to start. That's the whole reason he wants out of Phoenix. And I don't see him starting over Tobias or PJ.
I think if we did that, PJ wouldn't care about. I don't think PJ is the type that cares.
But would you really want to start Jay Crowder over PJ?
I mean, they're basically the same player at this point.
Yeah, I guess.
Like basically,
I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against it. I just see it causing issues if anything happens where PJ has to start because now Jay Crowder's going to have a hissy fit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we are looking for, like, wings.
Yeah.
I think Torrey Craig would be good, but he reminds me too much of a Batiste Iba, where his offense is a zero.
Yeah. But I think I think Jay Crowder would be a good fit. It's just he would be a good fit from a game perspective, but from a personality perspective, I can see it possibly causing some issues if a couple games go by and it's like, all right, we want to give PJ a start, and it's like now he's got a problem. But honestly, if you think about it, over the past like 5 seasons, maybe 5 or 6 seasons, every team that's made it to like the conference finals or the finals has had one of 3 guys on their team: PJ Tucker, Jay Crowder, Danny Green.
Or Andre Iguodala.
Yeah. So, like, having that defensive wing who can shoot, but also gives you the toughness and, like, veteran presence, clearly that's just the way the league is going. So, if we could get 2 of them on the same team, great.
It's just hard to find somebody in that range. Kevin Huerter looked good, too, preseason.
Yeah.
But
see, that was kind of expected, though. I think Kevin Huerter really set himself up
he just
to like
spaces
take a good step forward.
He spaces forward very well. Jeremy Grant looked great too,
and his handles pretty good. Like for his, it's not.
I mean, he
amazing.
didn't really get to use it because Trae Young had the ball a lot.
Exactly, but I think they're seeing it now. They're like, okay, we can run some plays for him where he actually has the ball. Or we can get him, a shot, get the ball to him and let him make a move on his own.
Josh
2
Hart is
dribbles.
so fucking good at rebounding for his size. It's just weird.
Yeah.
$8 million player. You think they would trade his Poku?
No.
Bro is literally
especially with Chet being out for the year. No, not at all.
Bro's a 7-foot shooting guard.
I know.
He's only 20, dude.
And it's weird because I feel like he's been in the league for like 3 years.
Bro, this is 20. I think last year was his first year. No, he was drafted in 2020, so 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. He was the 17th pick, too. I didn't know he was that
that high.
Yeah, that high of a pick. Like, they talk about him like he came out of fucking nowhere.
Right.
Yeah. There's, like, no one to, like, in that, like, literally just went through all the teams. And there's, like, no one making, like, $8 million who would be a service to us.
Well, I don't think we have anything that they would want, or that we would really, we might have something, but it's not something we'd be willing to give up to get him. But Sadiq Bey would be a perfect fit.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything for that. Like, I feel like that time has passed.
He would be a perfect fit from a player perspective and from a money perspective, because I think he's only making like $7 or $8 million.
Detroit are not going to trade him just for the simple fact that they have a young player at every position in terms of, like, talent wise.
Yep.
Like, Cade is your point guard, Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey. I think Isaiah Stewart is going to be running the 4, and then you have Jalen Duren.
Yep.
Right?
And then you got Killian Hayes off the bench.
Killian Hayes, all that shit. You still have the veteran, Corey Joseph. Who did they trade for? Bogdanovich, who might be a 4. Yep. So maybe, they have a lot. I expect the Pistons, in terms of wins, to take the highest win jump. It's not going to be a lot. Because what they win, like, they won 23 games. I expect them to be around 35, 36.
I don't know. I think the Magic might jump, actually.
See, I don't see it because I can't trust anything on the Magic except for, like, Paolo.
Paolo, but then also the fact that,
I mean, Franz Wagner too.
Yeah, Wagner is. And then everybody is there now. He's going to probably take a step forward. Who?
Everyone in the Magic just seems to fucking get injured.
Right. That's the thing. It's always dependent on health. If they can stay healthy, I would see the Magic making the biggest jump.
I will go with the Detroit Pistons. Isaiah Thomas is still a fucking free agent. And he had a pretty good, year. I mean, he played for, fucking 5 fucking teams, but still. He did, bro. He played for, the Lakers, the Mavericks.
I know.
The Hornets.
How do you feel about Isaiah Thomas as a backup point guard?
Not for us.
Why not?
Because he's not a point guard.
You don't think so? Well, yeah, I guess not.
Isaiah Thomas has never been a point guard. He's just been 5'9", so you have to put him at a point guard.
He hasn't been a point guard. He's just been 5'9".
He's just
been
that 5'9".
was his choice. He's been doing that. He's been doing the 5'9" thing for a while. So it's you gotta accommodate him.
You gotta
wanting
stay
to
with
be
it,
5'9".
Yeah. But yeah, he has no choice. If Isaiah Thomas was let's say Lou Will height, which was 6'1",
yeah,
he would be a 2 guard.
It's like AI. For a long time, AI was listed as a point guard until eventually they were just he's a shooting guard.
He's a fucking
For a long time he was listed as a point guard until they were finally just yeah, he has the ball in his hands because literally no one else can do anything. That's the only reason. He's not a point guard. He just is the offense.
He's the team.
Yeah.
He's the franchise. He's the answer.
Oh, okay. It's a chilling Reebok commercial there.
That definitely was. Do you remember This Is Where Amazing Happened commercials?
Yeah.
The NBA commercials?
Yep.
And it was what was it? It was Rudy Gay standing next to Kevin Love. And, they only showed the back jerseys, jerseys. And it said Gay Love. This is where Gay Love happens. And mind you, this is when I think Rudy Gay was in Memphis. Either he was in Memphis or he was in Toronto. So he was still, on the rise. And Kevin Love was in, Kevin Love was in Minnesota. And it was they was who approved this?
Who did this?
The NBA. Where Gay Love happens.
Bruh, the other day I came across a compilation video somebody made of Rudy Gay in his prime hitting game-winning shots. And it was a 5-minute video. I was damn.
Rudy Gay.
People forgot how great Rudy Gay was.
Rudy Gay was basically Danny Granger with a longer prime.
Yeah.
And I think he was more athletic.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he was more athletic.
Rudy Gay was kind of like Paul George before Paul George.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't as elite.
He wasn't as great of a ball handler.
Yeah.
But
he was a bucket
shoot
getter.
The ball,
though.
he could play above the rim.
He still could get. Yo, let's bring fucking Rudy Gay to the team. Where's he at?
He can still get buckets for sure.
Who you told me, Rudy? Jordan Clark. Bro, these fucking these jerseys by the Utah Jazz.
You don't like them?
Bro, they aren't even fucking jerseys, bro. They just fucking put Utah on them.
Yeah, they're like practice jerseys.
Bro, they're ass.
You just
they
passed
are
them.
So ass, huh?
You passed them.
No, I'm not passing them. I'm just
looking at the rest of the roster.
Yeah,
there's no one there.
Yeah, Rudy Gay, bro. Rudy Gay is 36, bro. Look at this, man. Bucket getter. We averaged 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Contract ranks. Let's see how much money you making, Rudy.
I mean,
Rudy be getting paid.
But these last couple years, though, he's been on pretty team-friendly deals.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, but
see, what is he averaging? Did it say it? And I just didn't. Yeah, 8 points, 4 rebounds. What's his 3-point shot? I'm guessing 33. 34. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Rudy Gay nice as bro. He was nice as fuck. And I remember when he was with fucking Sacramento.
Yeah,
because that
he was nice
with Boogie. when Boogie, and then he tore his fucking ACL or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or his like Achilles, and then he was like never the same after that. Another motherfucker who has just been in the league and that he just signs with teams and like it goes unnoticed. Fucking Thaddeus Young. I think he's with the Raptors. I think he signed back with the Raptors. Thaddeus
I think so.
Johnson.
Thaddeus? No, we're not going to do that.
Thaddeus Johnson. Wait, where's he at? Where's Jody Meeks? Oh my god.
Where you see Jody Meeks at? Oh my god.
Jody Meeks.
I thought Jody Meeks was a coach now.
He's a coach.
I'm thinking about Green.
This is like the old shit. Jason Thompson. Remember when he was a Sixer for like 4 months?
Yeah.
He got traded for, and he's like from the Philadelphia area. I think he's from like Camden. And they were like, yeah, he's coming home. He's going to be playing with the Sixers again. And literally 2 weeks before the season, they traded his ass. They traded his ass for second-round picks. That was that Nick Stauskas trade where we got Carl Landry, Nick Stauskas, I think a first-round pick that ended up being that was the pick that ended up being what's his name, Alfred Payton. And then we traded Alfred Payton for Darius.
And didn't we get Robinson too? Or did we send him to Sacramento?
We sent No, I think Robinson. Glenn Robinson.
No.
Who are you talking about?
The guy. Hold on, let me see. It was like, oh my god, I can't remember his name.
I told you, bro. Look, his nickname, Thaddeus Johnson.
No, not Cliff Robinson. The fuck? Old ass name.
Cliff Robinson.
No.
Wait, he plays for. You know what team he plays for?
No, I don't think he's in the league anymore.
Robinson. Oh, Thomas Robinson.
Yes.
We got from Portland. We got him from Portland.
From Portland, okay.
But I also think Portland released him, and we just signed him. I don't think it was a trade.
No, I think he was a part of the Nick Stauskas deal, wasn't he? He ended up in Sacramento. Yeah, 2012, 2013. Oh, wait, no.
You know what's crazy? Thomas Robinson got to the Sixers and was like fucking nice.
Oh, no. Never mind. He was in Sacramento for a year.
Because he got drafted by Sacramento.
Yeah, and then got traded to Houston. Then from Houston, he got traded to Portland. And from Portland, he got traded to the Sixers. This was all in the span of 2 years.
Yeah, because he was the 5th pick. And that was crazy.
Yep.
He looked good at Kansas.
He did. I mean, for a hot minute, he looked okay with the Sixers. He had no like
talent
game. Like he didn't have a skill set. He just had the body. Like he was athletic. He could kind of handle the ball a little bit, but not to the level of somebody who
could he really handle the ball, or did the Sixers have no one else?
No, for his size, he could kind of handle the ball.
Because he played, if I'm not mistaken, he played with Ish Smith.
Yeah,
bro, you remember when Ish Smith was the best player on the Sixers, dude?
I was honestly kind of like confused when we got rid of him because I was like,
I did too,
Ish Smith is still a serviceable backup point guard.
And then we traded for him to come back. And
then we brought him back. I was like, well, what the fuck was the point?
Dog, he legit averaged like 7 assists 1 year.
Yeah,
I gotta see it.
But as a reminder, this is 7 assists on a trash team,
right? Who the
like
fuck
a
is he
trash
passing
team.
To? All right, he played for the Sixers in 2014. Damn, this was my first year, like full year watching the Sixers. He played for the Sixers for 25 games because he got traded there from OKC. 25 games, it averaged 12 Where's the fucking points? Oh, it's this points. 12 and 6. He then goes to the Rockets, get traded back to the Sixers. No, yeah, he got traded to. Oh, he played for Rockets too. He probably started off with the Rockets, went to the Thunder, came to the Sixers. Started off with the Pelicans, gets traded back to the Sixers, and averages 15 and 7, which was crazy for a Sixers player. 15 and 7, because I also think that he also played Ish Smith. Ish Smith played with TJ.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, Ish Smith and fucking TJ played with each other, dude.
Yep.
This is wild. I don't know why I'm like so like I find this so crazy.
Because the process years were like an anomaly in basketball history. Especially if you were a 76ers fan. It was like the team was terrible, but we paid so much attention to it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we can still rattle off like the names of half the team of a team that won like 12 games.
Let's do it.
Like we were so invested in these terrible ass teams. Like we were all GMs.
That fucking one game where we went against the Golden State Warriors. This was the 73-9 team.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally
2015,
took Harrison
right?
Barnes.
Or 2016.
It took Harrison Barnes a game-winning 3 to fucking beat us.
Yep.
Bro, that was like, I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck.
They're not going to break the record
season.
because of us.
I was like, I don't give a fuck what we do after this.
Yeah.
The fact that we just went toe-to-toe with the fucking best team in the league at full strength and almost won with Isaiah Cannon being our fucking best player.
Yeah, it was
crazy. That is fucking crazy.
There was like the process years were full of those games, like
Yeah.
where we knew nothing was happening this season, but it's like this game is like more important than the season. Like we remember the game more than the rest. Like that game, the double overtime game against the Memphis Grizzlies, when they were still the grit and grind Grizzlies, when they had, Mike Conley and Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol. The season opener against Miami in 2012 or 2013.
Was that
Michael Carter Williams' first game when he almost had the quadruple double?
Where he had like 9 steals or some shit like that. Some crazy
Yeah,
shit.
he had like 20 something points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, and 9 steals, something like that. Like
that was
game,
literally one of the best debuts in NBA history.
Yeah, one of the best debuts in NBA history, and it was against the defending champions, like LeBron, D-Wade, Bosh. They were all playing, and we beat them. And our pick had a near quadruple double, like, and then won Rookie of the Year. That was the first 76ers player to win Rookie of the Year since Allen Iverson in 1996. So it was like that whole season was like this was a win. Like I don't care if we won 25 games.
And you know what's crazy?
This season was great.
We traded him, and people were like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Right, and Sam Hinkie was like, "Watch." Sam Hinkie said, "Watch this,"
and then dude like fell off a fucking cliff, and it was like
exactly, yep. Yep. Everybody was like, "Wait a minute, is he not good?" And Sam was like,
"Told you, bro. I ain't like his fucking hair. I told you. It was all."
Nah. For real. Michael Carter Williams had Trae Young hair before Trae Young.
Yeah, but he didn't have a bald spot.
No, that's true. But it was still pretty bad.
Why is Stephen A. trending right now?
Oh God, it's never a good thing.
Jake Paul gets heated exchange with Stephen A. Smith over UFC fighter play.
Oh my God.
So I guess
I don't care about anything that Jake Paul or Stephen A. Smith have to say.
Man, dog.
Is it weird to say I missed the process?
I kind of.
It was almost less stressful.
It was definitely less stressful because you knew we were going to lose every game.
Yeah,
like
it
now
was like
we were expected to win, and when we
it was
lose,
just like
it's
more
disappointing.
fun. I don't know how to explain it. It was like when there was
Because
no
we were
pressure, it was just
loose,
like,
bro.
hey
It
man,
was-
just whatever.
Just go out there and play, bro. Just go out there and fucking run, and we're gonna watch it. And it's
Yeah.
crazy because I became a Sixer fan in the fucking process.
Yep.
I'm a fucking loser.
Even going to the games, like people were still going to the games.
Yes.
It was just like the games were more enjoyable because when the other team hit a big shot, you didn't think like, oh fuck, like this is gonna ruin it. It was
like,
gonna drop in the
this-
standings,
this
and it's
is
like,
supposed to happen.
bro, we weren't supposed to win this game.
We're supposed to win this shit. How the
It
fuck
was
are we still
literally
in it?
just cheering. When the other team scored, we didn't even boo. It was just like, all right, yeah, cool. But back on offense. Like,
do it, guys. I
it was
miss
like the
TJ.
most supportive years ever.
I miss TJ so fucking much, man.
Then we got good, and it was like, all right, now we got to actually try. It was like,
you gotta try, guys.
pressure's on now.
And our come up happened fast as fuck.
And you know what else I think too? I think as a fan base, as a city, Philadelphians have what some people might say is an unhealthy love for being villains.
100%.
Like we kind of like when nobody likes us. So the fact that everybody was
Sean.
mad at us for tanking, it was like, well, now we're going to tank harder because fuck y'all.
Sean, you have worked with me.
Yeah.
I am the biggest villain there is.
It was
I
like-
don't. It's to a point that I don't even try. You
Yeah.
know, it's just so natural for me.
People like we were like, we're not the first ones to tank. Like other teams have done it. We just the first ones to say, okay, we're gonna just tell
Bitch,
people
we
we're
just
tanking.
doing it better.
Yeah, right.
We're just doing it better than you. You mad?
Right.
I mean,
Like,
we only
we're-
got one player from that shit, so I don't know what the fuck you're mad about.
Like people,
we only got one
people were
player
upset
left
because
like-
people were. Stephen A. Smith was literally upset for us, and we weren't upset. He was like, "What you're
Right.
doing to this fan base in the city of Philadelphia is atrocious. Sam Hinkie needs to be fired." And we're like, "Bro, we're cool with it. Like
Yeah,
we
we
told
okay.
him to do it. Like
like,
he told us the plan. We signed
you're
off.
Right. We were like, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
We were losing before.
Lose a few seasons,
Fuck it.
get some draft picks. Cool, we can get behind that.
Makes sense.
And then Stephen A. was like, these people don't deserve this. It's like I think it's exactly what we deserve. Actually,
I feel like we've had AI for all those years, and it's like this is
Yeah.
humbling. You know, it's humbling. You know, we could sit back, relax.
yeah,
No.
like we're not dumb. You have to be bad to get good picks. We get that,
Right?
So,
you can't
sure.
be in the middle of the pack bullshit. Like you
Right.
need, fucking. You know, you need the fucking the tanky tank. That's
Yeah.
all you need. It's a little tanky tank. That's
Yeah,
all.
just a few seasons.
It's a little.
And it really wasn't even that
7
bad.
seasons.
It really wasn't even that bad. There are
Just
teams that
7
have been in a
seasons.
rebuild for 20 years. Okay, we had like a 6-year, maybe 5-year rebuild, and now we're like one of the championship favorites.
Has
in our
everybody
conference.
made it to the playoffs this decade except for the fucking Kings? I think every team has made it this decade, in last decade, except for the Kings. Longest
Yeah, damn.
playoff.
No, for real. That's true. Everybody has. Because several of them have won championships. Like their first championships. Toronto won his first championship. I think when Dallas won in 2011, that was their first one, right?
Bro, it's okay.
Portland made it to the conference finals.
Okay, Los Angeles has a playoff drought. 2022, New York 2022, Washington 2022, Portland 2022, Clippers 2022, Magic 2021, Pacers 2021. These are like 2-3 years, right? Rockets 2021 was the last time. Detroit 2020 was the last time. San Antonio 2020 was the last time. Cleveland Cavaliers 2019 was the last time. Charlotte Hornets 2017 was the last time, and Sacramento Kings 2007. Hey, it was 2007. It was 2006. 2007.
That's 15 years. Jesus Christ. You haven't made the playoffs in 15 years.
Everybody has made it this decade in the last
That's
decade.
crazy.
except for them. Kings fans,
That's
we're
crazy.
not. We're not trying to bully you. We're just saying the fact that we legit lost for 7
We don't
fucking
have
years.
to bully you.
You already know
You're bullying
what it is.
yourselves.
Like, stop it. Come on. Golden State is literally up the street. Just join. just hop on the bandwagon.
Just merge. Just merge together.
Yo, I'll be honest with you, Sacramento Kings fans. This does not look good in terms of like, hey, we're looking to fucking expand the league. And
Yeah, it's like we got a
this
perfect team to move to.
can't do shit. And it's so crazy because their fan base is like lit when they had fucking people there. They have this new arena, the fucking Golden One Center. I think that's like the newest arena other than the new Warriors.
The Warriors, yeah.
And it's like, you guys are going to Seattle. Like, you're going, pack up your bags, guys, or going to Seattle.
I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Thought the Timberwolves
Or Vegas.
Vegas. I don't know if they're going to do it in Vegas before they would do it in Seattle. I feel like that would be a slap in the face if they give it to somewhere else except for Seattle first. Like, it's okay if you expand and you go there, but, like, I think you have to go to Seattle first.
A lot of people want to put a team in Vegas.
I think the fucking NBA wants to put a team in Vegas because of just the revenue of itself. It's the betting capital. It's like a lot. They're going to make a lot of fucking money off of Vegas being the team.
Right.
And then, God forbid, somebody like a good fucking player goes there. You know what I mean? I don't know how Vegas is with sports. I mean, other than like the fucking Raiders, but you know they're terrible. So, I mean, the Aces. They got the Aces. They just won a championship.
Yep.
You know what I mean? People always want to talk shit about the fucking WNBA.
I
but
swore I locked that door.
This on?
No, thank you.
No?
No, I'm good.
Oh, I gotta put this on.
I think I said no.
No.
I'm okay. You want to put it on yourself? That's upside down.
Looks like that.
Yep. There you go.
I wish I had a dad.
There you go. Put it on. Yep. Yep, you got it.
I wish I had a
Boom.
father.
There you go.
Ooh.
Here, bro. You got this.
Technical difficulties here.
Wish I had a father. Oh my god.
There you go.
Can you see?
Doc Rivers reveals the Sixers starters will play in the final 2 preseason games.
Is it?
Yeah.
You
Cool.
wanna take this off?
You want to take it off?
You wanna take it off?
Oh, my headphones off?
Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Batman. You can go ahead and go ahead and back to watch TV. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna go ahead and watch TV. And you're gonna go finish your cookie. Go finish your chocolate cookie downstairs.
Chocolate?
Yes. And you can close the door, please. Thank you. Eat your tacos too.
Crazy ass. Walking with a mask on a.
Close the door. Bye. Oh, bye bye.
Gonna come back and wave.
So, fuck you said? You said something with me?
Right. She was like, "Excuse me?
Excuse me? You said what?
Don't play with me, motherfucker. I am vengeance."
I am vengeance. Oh man, I feel like we've just been rambling, and this is a great time to.
Well, actually, before we cut out, one quick question because we mentioned new arenas. Did you see that concept design for the potential Sixers arena? The new
Yes,
arena?
and it's
How much do you hate it?
why is like Sixers fucking center or something like that?
I don't know.
How much-
or something
how much do-
garden? I don't know.
God, Sixers, right? It's like Sixers area or some shit.
I don't know. I really hope it doesn't happen.
Because
It
it's
would
gonna
be a
fuck
terrible
up
idea.
A lot of things. New stadium called 76 place.
No, thank you. We're good on that actually. Thanks, but no thanks.
There was like, I mean, honest with you, if we're gonna move it anywhere, you basically move it. Like one place that you can move that shit is to fucking Camden.
I wouldn't
mean,
want to do that either because
a
then
lot
I
of
gotta
people not gonna like
pay
it.
a fucking toll to get home.
That's true.
Because they don't charge you to get in the jersey. They just charge you to get out.
Well, yeah, motherfucker, you in here now.
Yeah.
You one of us.
You're not supposed to escape unless you got $5. You got $5?
You can't go nowhere. That's kind of crazy that you can't. It's like, bro, what the fuck? But
you gotta pay to get out of Jersey.
You gotta pay to get out.
Oh man, I don't want to talk shit about Jersey because people from Jersey always saying people from Philadelphia is bougie and always talking shit about them.
We bougie? Us?
They always saying people from Philly and New York. People from Philly and New York always shitting on Jersey. One lady said people from Philly and New York always shitting on Jersey, but y'all get all y'all sauce from us. And niggas in Philly was like, "Excuse me, y'all have one airport. Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
what airport?
Y'all in y'all whole state.
Talk to me.
Yeah. Like, come on now.
Y'all literally have one way out. Okay, you over here talking shit to me, and you got one way out.
Yeah, like nah.
If shit goes left, you motherfuckers still have to pay to get out. If you don't have $5, your ass is stuck in your city.
If you need $5 or a boat to get out of Jersey.
Or a boat. That is crazy. You need $5 or a fucking boat to get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh man! All right, I'm sorry, people from New Jersey. Don't hate us.
Or do. Who cares?
Or do. Fuck it.
It's like, you're from New Jersey, so you already have no morals.
Y'all can't do shit about it unless you got $5 anyway.
You can't fucking do shit about it.
Can you imagine having to pay a toll to go fight? We about to go fuck these motherfuckers up. Y'all got change? Hold on.
Hold the fuck up, man. I think I got 75 cents on me. These motherfuckers think we playing all the fucking time. Shit, all I got is a 10. Can I get change back? Like, that shit's a cool word. Jersey, we're not dissing you.
Hey, we love y'all,
We're just saying
we love driving through your state.
If we had to eliminate one city.
It's not even a city. That's the thing. People always forget New Jersey's a state.
If we had to eliminate one, New Jersey's like Pluto. It's there.
New Jersey and Delaware. Delaware, I'm sorry. I know y'all are the nicest motherfuckers. Y'all don't even speak up. A lot of people from Philly are moving down there. I'm not trying to talk shit about y'all at all. Y'all are the sweetest people on earth. However, your state is literally 3 miles wide. Okay? Like, it might as well just be Maryland. Like, we can't. There's no point in drawing this border here.
They're trying their hardest to be relevant. I mean, and I can't really say shit because I'm one of those people
who wants to move to Delaware. Yeah,
right.
But you gotta be careful because you know when you cross your street, you back in PA.
You leave my future. Oh, and there was another one. Another idea of them putting the arena on Penn's Landing.
I'm not mad at that, but at the same time, it's like I like the sports complex. I like that it's right by the Broad Street line. I like that it's right across the street from all the other stadiums. Like, it's cool having the whole sports complex, having everything together is cool and it's unique. Like nobody else really does that.
There's been a lot of complaints on how cold the arena is because it sits on the ice for the Flyers game. You know what's crazy?
But that's the thing, though. You could easily just build another stadium where the Spectrum used to be. Like, there's just an empty parking lot. Like, you literally got 3 stadiums, Xfinity Live, and then an empty parking lot. You could literally just build another stadium right across the street from the other ones and leave the Wells Fargo Center for the Flyers.
This is what I'm going to say, right? Well, this is more so of a me thing. I've never been in Citizen Bank Park.
What?
I've never at all, and I've never been to a Flyers game.
I've never been to a Flyers game either. I've never been to an Eagles game either.
Yo, I've been in the link. Like literally, we fucking played fucking flag football in the link. And yeah,
when I got to shoot around on the Sixers court
when I was in high school. Like we practice, like we could see the link from where we practice. And then, we have a coach that is, like, well-respected, pull some strings. We played some fucking flag football in the arena. This is before
That's fucked up. Why ain't let y'all tackle each other?
Because, they
ain't want y'all to mess up the grass.
No, you're on their property. And like I don't think
if
we
you
were
get
like
hurt.
supposed to. Yeah, they can't.
Yeah, okay,
Hey,
I get it.
Why the fuck were they in there?
Yeah.
Why were there 45 young boys?
High school students.
No, you know how they're going to phrase it. It was 45 young boys in here tackling each other for your amusement. That's what happened.
That's what we doing now.
I told
Sandusky?
you.
Oh, too far. Too far. I took
far.
it too far. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is the 8th time this
We
week.
went to a dark place there.
Talking about we gonna have a double header. The fuck Sandusky? The fuck is wrong with you?
All right, we're getting way off track.
Yo, oh man.
Oh man! And then they made us do shirts versus skins. We ain't never did that shit before.
These motherfuckers playing fucking skins versus skins. I ain't never heard of shit. Motherfuckers throwing interceptions all game. That's not even a good quality of football.
Why the flags leather? That doesn't make sense.
Fucking
man! All right.
These are whips. These are whips. I have never seen no shit like this. Talk about you threw a fucking, you put them in a penalty box.
Why
Motherfucker,
the
this
sprinklers
is
on?
football.
Look at who turned the sprinklers on the field? All right.
We gotta,
All right.
we about to get canceled.
Yeah, we gotta rein it in.
We gotta rein it in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been yet another chaotic ass episode of the Untitled Hoops podcast. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, make sure to go to the website, become a member, check out some of the other content, follow us on Instagram, like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and add this podcast to your favorites if you are listening on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or maybe if you're pirating it. I don't know. If that's the case, you broke as fuck, but still, add it to your favorites.
It's like, this is free.
Yeah.
We don't even get paid for this shit. So it's like, you wouldn't have to pay for this shit. So
Right.
why are you pirating something that's worthless?
It's worthless. It's definitely worthless. Also, remember, if you do have Spotify or Apple Podcast or whatever, Google Podcast, and you're listening to this, but maybe you're going to be on a plane or something like that, I failed to point this out the last time. When we post all these podcasts on our website, there is a download link. So you can literally download the audio file for this podcast to your device and listen to it whenever, wherever, whether you have a signal or not.
Wherever you are, you can watch two guys talk about kids in a football arena with letter. Listen, stop. Can you
That's
imagine,
not what we talk about most of the time, I promise.
We're talking about Jared Sandusky and how everything he did wasn't okay, but some of it was funny.
No, podcast over. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Hey.